Hello students, in the last video we have started chapter 17, that was India Wins Freedom, in which we have learnt about the three phases of independence. That was the first phase, moderate phase, and the second phase was the extremist phase, and the third phase was the Gandhian era. So today we will start from the other movements. So let us start from Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The British passed several acts that were harsh and infringed upon the basic rights of human beings. Among them was the Rowlatt Act of 1919. According to this act, any person could be arrested without a trial, and hattles and meetings were held all over the country. And on 13 April 1919, one such public meeting was held at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. General Dyer came there and ordered his soldiers to fire at the crowd. And in this Jallianwala Bagh, hundreds of people were killed and thousands were injured. And the country was shocked by this incident. And the next movement was the Khilafat agitation. When the First World War ended in 1918, it was decided that Turkey would be divided. And this decision was against the religious head of Muslims, known as Khalifa or Caliph, and this upset the Muslims in India. Thus, Indian Muslim leaders Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali, the Ali brothers, launched the Khilafat agitation. Tilak and Gandhi extended their support to the movement. This was the Khilafat agitation, and the next is the non-cooperation movement. In 1920, Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement against the treatment meted out to the people of Turkey and Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and also to attain Swaraj. He asked people to disobey the laws peacefully. And in Chauri Chaura in Uttar Pradesh, some people set fire to a police station and 22 policemen died. Due to that factual incident, Gandhiji was against violence and he withdrew the movement immediately. Leaders such as Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Sarojini Naidu, C. Rajgopalachari, Maulana Azad, Chittaranjan Das, Motilal Nehru, and Jawaharlal Nehru participated actively in the non-cooperation movement. And the next was the Simon Commission. The British wanted to make some changes in the way India was governed. In 1928, a committee under Sir Simon called Simon Commission began working on this. There was no Indian in the commission, and this angered the Indians. They decided to boycott the commission. They staged demonstrations and shouted the slogan, Simon, go back. As you can see in the picture, the people holding the banners of Simon, go back. A new group of revolutionaries became active at this time, and these were Rajguru, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Chandrasekhar Azad, and Batukeshwar Dutt challenged the government. And next movement is the civil disobedience movement. In December 1929, the Congress demanded Purna Swaraj, that is complete independence from the government. The civil disobedience movement began in early 1930 under the leadership of Gandhiji. The movement began with the Dandi March. The Indians were not allowed to make salt. Gandhiji and his followers walked from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad to Dandi near Surat, along the coast of Gujarat. Gandhiji made salt at the coast and broke the salt law. He was arrested immediately, and the movement spread to other parts of India. Next is the Quit India movement. In August 1942, Gandhiji started the Quit India movement. The British government was asked to quit India. Quit means leave. Gandhiji asked the people to do or die in their attempt to throw the British out of the country, and there were nationwide protests. Many leaders were jailed. And the next is the Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as President of Indian National Congress twice. He was arrested by the British government. He escaped from prison and went to Japan via Afghanistan and Germany. He set up the Indian National Army and fought against the Britishers. He gave the people slogans Jai Hind and Dilli Chalo. And when India becomes free, after the Second World War had ended in 1945, the British government agreed to leave India. However, it was decided to divide the country into two parts, that is, India and Pakistan. And as you know, that on 15 August 1947, India became a free country. That means we got our freedom. Now, independent India, and Jawaharlal Nehru was elected the first Prime Minister of India, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first President. This is very important. You will underline these lines, and thus a new phase of Indian history started. So here this chapter is finished. I hope you all have understood that how we got our freedom. So once again you read the chapter and what were the movements, then it will be clear to you. Now here you will do all the fill-ups of page number 129. Fill up the blanks that you have to do by yourself, 1 to 5, and here the assessment time you have to do A, B. A, B you do it, and then C and D I will give you the answers in the WhatsApp group, and other things A, B you will do in your book itself. Thank you.